Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Outlanders. We're up to episode 46 I believe, and today we're starting things off once again at the zoo. Now we haven't made too much progress over the past few days, although we have got ourselves a few more foxes. I had to do quite a bit of cleanup because it seems the foxes are actually planting out these, what do you call them, sweet berry bushes, or sweet berry bushes. This little guy seems to have been just sitting there in the middle of the fence. It's really annoying, and that's actually the case for quite a few of my animals. If we come over here, we can see I've actually bred a few more pandas, and we've got ourselves a sick panda somewhere around here. That's the sick one there. We've got a playful one here and there, and both of these seem stuck in the fence, so I'm not really sure why they're getting stuck in the fence, but it might be something we need to look at sometime today. And of course, just as to say that this playful panda decides to go off, but it's certainly something that they keep doing. They keep getting stuck in the fences. You can see that one over there in the distance is still doing the same. But anyway, let us crack on with today's episode. Now, before we do anything else, I should give a little bit of an update on the lottery. Now, this box here shows everything, all the winnings that we've got, and we've got ourselves 47 diamond blocks and 6 diamonds to spare, so that is quite a lot of diamonds, and as a result I've actually upped the prize pool. So if we just head over to our little prize pool now, if we can fly, there we go. If we head over to the prize pool station over here, we can see that I've actually added another prize, a third prize, which is a 10 diamond block, and a fourth prize is still 1 rocket. So it does mean overall I'm now giving away nearly 50 diamond blocks. So I'm actually making a little bit of a loss on the lottery, which was the original idea behind it, to give away some of my riches. I may end up adding a 5th prize just to make sure everyone wins at least something. I'm not entirely sure, but we shall see what happens there. Now, before I move on, you might have noticed in the background of some of my clips that there was a strider in the background, and that was part of what is going to be happening later in today's episode. However, it just died because of rain, and unfortunately that is a little bit of a bother, because that means we're going to have to do something to put a roof on that part of the build, so we'll have to figure that out. But let's turn to something else that we're going to do today. Now, I'm not normally one to do pranks. I normally try and keep out of them and only do pranks if people do them to me. However, today I thought I might initiate a prank and place a whole lot of things at one person's base. Now, let's go straight over there and then I'll explain my plan. Now, we're over here at Morgan's base, where they have recently hollowed out this thing, and I think in their last stream they were doing something over here. So while I'm doing that, I'll give a quick shout out to Morgan. Don't forget to subscribe to them as well. They mostly do streams on what would be Saturday for me, or possibly Friday for you in Europe and America. So they do pretty good content, so don't forget to subscribe to them as well. But as I was saying, they recently hollowed out this thing, and what I'm thinking is we are going to try and cover this entire thing in grass, and we might need to lift up these torches as well. So at least the bits over here, we're going to make this all grass if I have enough, which I probably will not now that I think about it, and put it all with the sweet berries, which I'm definitely not going to have enough of. Man, I really didn't think this thing through, did I? But for the time being, why don't we actually shelve that plan and put it somewhere else, somewhere I'm going to have plenty of room for. I'm sure there's plenty of other room in this base where I can put things. After a little bit of exploring, I've settled on this area. I should have plenty of dirt for this, or grass for this, and it shouldn't be too hard to clean up, although of course it is going to be a little bit annoying, which is kind of the point of pranks. And then I should have enough bone meal and sweet berries, and I suppose if I need to I can probably borrow some from here. Hopefully Morgan doesn't mind too much. But I've got Magpie Cam ready to go, so let's have a prank. So it looks like the little time-lapse I had didn't quite work out. I can't quite work out what it is, but the frames keep freezing and I don't know why. So it looks like there won't be a time-lapse quite so, but you will see the end result now. Well, that took a little while, and I have actually started bone mealing some of this stuff, so it did take a little while and quite a bit of damage given to myself, so I decided to get out and let this thing just grow naturally, which it probably won't now that I think about it while I'm out, but oh well. So the next thing we've got to do is head back to the shopping district and let Morgan, actually what I should have done, which I don't actually have a sign, which is annoying because now I have to dig through this thing and try and find a sign somewhere around here. Is there glass? There's wool. There's lights. There's something over here I can take. You can see just how much pain it is to go through this thing. Come on. Alright, that's not going to work. Well, okay, maybe I'll abandon the sign idea and just waddle through this again to get back to the shopping district. So after a little exercise over there building a little prank for Morgan, we've got ourselves a new area in which we're going to be working on today, and you might have noticed earlier I did have a little strider which did get killed, sadly by rain. So what we need to do today is, to build a little sanctuary for the striders, but also, now that the rain is going to kill them, we're going to have to figure out how to build a roof on this so it looks good. Now what we're going to have to do, of course, is start by putting in a netherrack area, which is not going to be too hard. So I might, assuming my time-lapse thing actually works, do that right now. So let's get started. And there we go. Thankfully that time-lapse looks to have worked much better than the first one that didn't quite work. As you can see, I have actually ripped up the oak logs that were marking out the roadway because I'm not entirely satisfied with the way the curve is. I've experimented a little bit, but the curve that I've got would, just the inner line, would have to go all the way out here, and of course that means the outer line would come out all the way out here, which is not ideal. So I'm going to be working on a slightly modified curve, maybe an oval type curve instead of a circle type curve, to try and get this in to fit in with the space we've got. So a little bit more work to be done. Now you might notice these areas here, and what I've got here is going to be lava pools. These are going to be completely filled with lava pools and should helpfully keep the striders alive, and I probably will put in some hoglins if I can find. So this is going to be a multi-animal pen, unlike my other few ones. So quite a bit of good work being done here. I'm just taking a short outro from this to show you this little drowned. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it's a drowned in armor, which is really strange. I've never seen one of these before. Normally they're just, well, normal zombies, I guess. Although that could mean that this was a zombie and then it turned into a drowned and it still had armor on it. I guess that's the reason, but either way, I'm executing it. There we go. Yes, it did drop armor, and a fair bit of armor too, so I don't need all that. But yes, I think that's just a little bit of a weird thing that I've seen recently. But back to our little nether area. I have filled in a little bit more of this area. I've put in some little mountains, some blackstone mountains, a basalt mountain over there, although I probably should make a little bit more of the area basalt. I need to get those blocks. I filled in these little lava pools, which should help the lighting. Same with this, and a little soul sand area. So hopefully it's somewhat replicant of what a nether biome looks like. Now, there is one more thing that I need to test, which I have already actually. And that is if the striders are going to die when raining if I've got a glass platform. Now I need to also decide how high do I want the platform. Do I want it so high that you can't see it, or do I build this out of netherrack, or just something else, something where it's going to be not as visible is what I'm thinking, which probably means a lot of glass, which I don't exactly have a lot of. So looks like it's back to the smelting board for me to smelt out some things. So I'm definitely thinking glass is the best, and put it some, or maybe 100 or so blocks up, because that doesn't seem to affect it. Just needs to be completely covered with glass. And after a bit of trying to do this in creative mode, I've decided to go with just putting this at 64 blocks above ground level, and that should be enough to keep myself, well, it should be enough to keep me and the glass well invisible. So hopefully it is, and hopefully I can still see what's going on below me as I place these things, because that is rather important. And there we go, I've got the basic outline and a little bit over there done. So what I'm going to do now is just get rid of this log tower that I put in, gather my glass up, fly up, and then finish this off. And then I've got to find myself some striders, which should be the end of today's episode, so very close to being finished. And if I look at this from ground level, it is somewhat noticeable, but the clouds do sort of disguise it, which is really good to see. So hopefully that when people are looking around, they're not going to be looking at that too much. So it's a good start. Okay, so now that I've got myself into the nether and finished off that glass tower, and hopefully there's no magmas around me. Excellent, there aren't. I just need to find some striders, because there don't seem to be a lot around here. I was hunting here earlier, and now they seem to have disappeared. So the process of getting them is reasonably simple, if I don't die first. The process which I'm going to be using is to try and drag them along with this warped fungus on a stick, and drag them up to into this level over here, and then get out of here using the boat, put them in a boat and drag them all the way across to the right place, which is going to be a lot harder than it looks. So not too a lot of danger as well, with all these magma cubes killing me and me missing my mark. Danger. But yes, it should be reasonably simple, hopefully. I might actually have to abandon my plan of using the boat, because I've managed to find myself 4 different striders, and now that I flicked off the warp fungus, they actually are distracted. But come on, they are nearly to my little stand over here, and then I should hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to get myself into the overworld with these 4. And with a fair bit of luck, these 4 striders have now made it to their little home, where they're going to hopefully stay for the rest of their lives. Definitely not animal cruelty at all. These are, definitely not animal cruelty. And very conveniently, it started raining, so this is a very good test to see where exactly I put the glass. And it looks like, for the most part so far, circling through this, that I've managed to get this rather right. The rain does fall exactly on this. If it falls on the fence, then we're not doing our job right. So let's just keep looking. So far so good. So far so good indeed. So I think that's a pretty good job. I don't seem to have lost any striders yet, so that's also a good start. So very good indeed. Now let me just get rid of these things, which I put in originally because I was thinking of boating the striders in, but I went with a different tactic, as you can see. So let's continue on. And with that, we're going to take a look at the zoo from above, and I think it looks really good. We've got a snowy biome, we've got ourselves a nether biome, a little ocean, a spruce. It's really all coming together. Now, I have been giving a little bit more thought, and I think this little dolphin area over here, which I should come down and see, is probably not quite big enough. I think that this area here should come out a lot further out, and then it would just be this area over here that is completely for the dolphins. And of course it's going to be drowned everywhere. Come on, let's get rid of this thing. It would work better if I used a sword, of course. So close to death. But if I just use that area as my dolphin area and continue to build this a little bit, so I think that should come out like so, and that should work. The second thing is over here, we're going to be doing a llama area, and we're going to make this into an acacia biome, I think. So we've got an acacia biome over there to replicate into here. But all of that is going to have to wait till next episode because we've run out of time for today. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe this video because it really helps me to expand my viewer base and get my videos out there. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.